Again, good morning, everybody. Today we are going to be working on the surface area of pyramids. Now, the difference between a pyramid and the prisms that we did yesterday is that a pyramid only has one base. So this would be the one base here. The difference is we're going to have different shapes, of course, just like we did yesterday with the prisms. We're going to have either triangles for bases, we're going to have hexagons or octagons for bases, so those things will change. The other thing that you need to know is that the laterals are going to be the faces of each of these prisms, and we need to know lateral height. The lateral height, slant height rather, is going to be the distance down to the bottom of the pyramid. It's kind of like if you were on a pyramid and you slide down, that's where you would actually, that's the measurement that we would take. It is different than the height of the pyramid. The height of the pyramid is right here. So those are two different things that we have to consider. So when we have a pyramid, what we are looking at is the lateral measurement. The lateral area is going to be 1/2 of the perimeter. The distance around here, times the slant height. The slant height is this guy right here, the one that slides down. So 1/2 of the perimeter times the slant height. And then the surface area is going to be the lateral area, which is this stuff right here, plus the area of the base. Well, we have to figure out the area of that square. So that would be the base. So let's give it a shot. So find the surface area of the figure. Well, I see that we have a pyramid. So it's going to be 1/2 of the perimeter times the slant height. Well, the perimeter, well, I've got this shape right here. What shape is it? It's an octagon. I notice that this right here is 6 centimeters, so that means each one of those sides is 6 centimeters. So we have to figure out the perimeter. The perimeter equals that 6 times the number of sides, so that's going to be 48. The slant height, well, the slant height is given to us. The slant height is given to us right here with this line right there. That's 18. So 18. So 48 times 18 is 432 centimeters squared. Now, in order to figure out the base, okay, again, the base is this octagon. Now, what's the formula for the base of the area of an octagon? 1/2 AP. Well, we've got the apothem, 7.2. So 1/2, 7.2 times the perimeter. We already have that perimeter. That's 48. So the base, the area of that base, is 172.8 centimeters squared. So now we're just going to add those two together. The lateral area, oops, and we end up with a total surface area of 604.9 0.8 centimeters squared. Okay, here's the next one. We've got a triangle on the base there. But, okay, let's just fill in what we know. So the lateral area, again, is the perimeter times the slant height. Okay, perimeter. The perimeter of this base, this is an equilateral triangle. These are all regular pyramids. So this is going to be an equilateral triangle. That's the picture of the base right there. So if one side is 6, they're all 6. So the perimeter is 18, and the slant height is 8. So that's going to be 72 feet squared. Now, in order to figure out the base, I'm going to use what I know about equilateral triangles. I'm going to make a right triangle right here. I know, because this is an equilateral triangle, this angle right here is 60. So that makes this angle right here 30. Whoops. We've got a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. So now I can figure out what that height is. This is 3. So this height has to be 3 radical 3. Why did I do that? Because we have to figure out the area of the base. And I know that the area of a triangle is going to be 1/2 of the base times the height. Well, I've got that now. I've got 1/2 of the base, which is 6, times the height, which is 3 radical 3. And when I multiply that all out, I get 15.6 feet squared. So now all I have to do is add these numbers together, and I end up with 87.6 feet squared. This is where we get a little bit tougher. Okay, it gives us the slant height. That's cool. We need the perimeter. Remember, because we're looking at a pyramid, we need the perimeter and the slant height. Okay, I don't have the perimeter. I have nothing on that on the base. You see that? There's nothing here. But I have a triangle in the middle of this pyramid. So if I take that square and lay it out flat, that triangle is sitting on this segment right there, if you're looking at it from the top. So if I take that triangle and put it on the paper right here, and putting it right here, this is 25, the height is 24. So I know that the third side, I can use the Pythagorean theorem, but I know that by special right triangles too, and I know that this is 7, because that's a triple, that's a Pythagorean triple. So I know that this piece is 7. Well, I'm going to take this and move it down. And then I notice that it's half of that side. I could put another one over here. So the whole side is 14. So now I can figure out the perimeter of that square base. And that is 56. Oh, okay. What's the slant height? Oh, it's right here. They gave it to us. It's 25. So when we do that, we end up with 700, no, that seems really high. No, that's right. 700 units squared. Okay, now we have to do the base. Well, we said before it's a square. So it's going to be 14 squared because that's what you do when you want the area of a square. So we end up with 196. Add these two together. And we have 896 units squared. Okay, next one. Again, we have a square base, but they did give us the length of a side. That's cool, because then we can figure out the perimeter. So the perimeter of this base is 40. The slant height they gave us is 13. So do all that typing on your calculator, you end up with 260 meters squared. And then we need the base. Well, it's 10 squared. So that's 100. And we end up with 360 meters squared. Whoa. That was cool. All right. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Make sure that you bring your questions to class. See you then.